Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet, with episode 202 of Splinterlands 101. This is the episode, during episode 200, Bijangle said that 202 should be the landmark, not 200. So 202 of 101. Joins once again, host of the show, Feinstein and Have Lived, Chairman of the DAO, etc., Matt Clark.
Howdy, howdy.
So we're just having a chat, pre-chat or pre-record about the avatars.
So we just had we just had the town hall, I guess 24 hours ago, roughly my time, and lots of fun in there. So Cryptomancer went through. There's a lot there, and I encourage anybody to actually just go and watch it. Just look up Splinterlands on YouTube. You can see it there. The stream on Twitch. I also have it open in Discord and follow the chat as well. But great. So Cryptomancer went through and talked about the land cards that are coming out and how to craft them, how that's going to look crafting them. And then Nate shared some avatars that are on the way, which will be player based. Your ability to custom make your own avatar. And he went through and showed the different selection screen, the different body parts, and the different races, genders, and also badges and the like that we can have applied. So if you have enough SPS staked to get into that channel in Discord, then there's a good chance that will be a badge that actually shows up on your player avatar, so that you can actually. It's kind of bragging rights when you're playing somebody. You can have a look and say, "Wow, this guy's been around since forever." So you can see on the badge there that 2018 is when they arrived. That's some of the selection. It's character selection, customization, like in other video games. I'm sure you've seen before. But the badges, I think, are where the rubber really hits the road, and this will be a good source of glint, because some of these things will need to be bought with glint. But that in itself is, having the glint to buy these things is going to be bragging rights as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing my 18 up the top there, playing since 2018. So a bit like I saw a marketing guy talking about, I think it was American Express. They started printing on the cards member since 2009 or member since 2012, and people were very reluctant to actually cancel because they liked having the card that said I've been a member for however long. So it's funny how we can sort of discount those elements of human psychology that says, we really like to have this. And I think for me personally, I know, being fairly high profile player, often when I'd get beaten by somebody who might be a new name I've not seen before, I've often thought, I hope he knows that who he's beaten here, and gets a good little dopamine rush out of it. You're beating a guy who's been here from the start, who's played all these thousands and thousands of battles, has this huge range of cards from all sorts of different editions. You took down the big guy in the yard. Not to say I'm a great player, but you want that to be the dopamine rush. And I remember years ago saying that on the battle results screen, we should actually tie that into the market and have it show your $300 team beat a $15,000 team, right? The value of the cards all added up, just because that's great, right? That shows there's a level of meritocracy there. You can have the cards, but you need to also know how to use them. So I think this is a step in that right direction, and I'm happy to see it. So all sounded good, but I encourage everyone to go and actually watch the town hall if you haven't, because good people in there doing good things.
Yeah. Alrighty. And what else?
One thing.
Go on.
The other thing I was thinking, I might just share screen because this is something that people can go and have a look at themselves. Share. So you can see here, this is in the items and other. If you go items and other, and if you have cards working on land, you'll have allocation rights.
Not seeing anything at the moment, Matt.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Now I am.
Yep, might have just taken a second to come through.
Yeah.
So you here in the items and then other, you'll see, if you have cards working land, you'll see allocation rights. So these are the cards that you are have a monopoly on for printing in the first 3 days that land cards are available, based on the PP that you had, the base PP that you had working on land when the snapshot was taken, I think, a few days ago. So you can see here, allocation rights rare, 51, allocation rights legendary, 2. Now, that's BCX, or what we're now calling CC, cards combined. So I can't actually make a max legendary copy based on my allocation rights. Right, so I don't have a guarantee that I can make a legendary land card. I can be certain that I can make 2, but additional copies that I need to max my card out, I will need to either make when it's open slather, when anybody can make, after that 3 days is up, when anybody can make cards, I need to go in, assuming I want a legendary, I need to go in and actually make it. Make those cards and then combine, or buy them off somebody who has them. Buy them off somebody who has. So I was more interested in the rares for wood, but Cryptomancer went through all of that, how it all looks, how you go through and make them. It's essentially, for those who aren't aware, if we go over to the land tab and go into the artisan quarter, it was a 4th tab up here. So it was crafting, and then I think there was cards, and then artifacts and permits. And if you click on cards, he was showing us the test server. If you click on cards, then you have all the option to make the different land cards and what it costs and how many you can make. What's the max that you can do based on what you have. So I don't have any aura. Oh, here we go. Aura vouchers, DEC. I'm sure I have stuff. Anyway, I'll come back to that later. So it's in here, crafting, cards, artifacts, permits. So that is about it for the update from the town hall. One other thing I just wanted to touch on briefly is last week I read my response to a punter who sent through a question about the DAO, and he appreciated the text response and said he also heard me reading it out on the show, and asked a follow-up question: Would the DAO be interested in taking out some life insurance on Yabba, for example? Just trying to wrap his head around the whole way it works. And I think I'd like to spin up a bit of an analogy for how it works. So just so we can, ground ourselves in something that we all understand. So what I've been thinking is, imagine a sport club. Here it might be Aussie Rules, but wherever you are in the world, you've got, you get the club rooms, change rooms, car park. You've got the actual field or stadium or arena, right? So it could be hockey, baseball, but you have the property. Then you have the club, which has a board, members, the people that are managing the club, and often that's a voluntary role. Then that club might hire, say, a stadium management corporation, and that stadium management corporation puts the boots on the ground. They've got the car park attendants, they've got the person selling tickets, tearing tickets at the gate, they've got the person operating the lawnmower to keep the lawns, the groundskeeping, all of that type of stuff. So the actual running of the business, the actual running of the stadium, so to speak, is handled by the Stadium Management Corporation. In our example, that would be the Steam Monsters Corporation, right? SMC. So picture that SMC, that's the organization that is contracted to run the stadium and keep the games going, right? They keep the crowds coming in, get the games going. And that organization, that SMC, is paid by the club, right? So the club is paying for this service that the corporation is providing. And in exchange for that, the club takes the ticket sales, and that's what's happening, right? With in December coming up with the previously it's been a split thing, or the Splinterlands has taken the money from the sales. Now the DAO is hiring SMC, the Stadium Management or Splinterlands to actually, or Steam Monsters Corporation, to manage everything. All of the employees that are actually working, that are meeting the public, that are actually part of making the game work, making the game happen every weekend. That organisation is being paid to do that as a contractor. Here's your fee that you said you'd charge us. Here it is, right? And the club itself, which is basically a non-profit run by volunteers who aren't actually doing the work, but they're really just there for wisdom. The members of the club will go to game day, but they're not going there as employees. They're not going there to work. They're going there to enjoy the sport, to enjoy being a member of the club, right? And so the DAO is essentially the club, and the Splinterlands Corporation is essentially the company that makes the game work at the stadium, makes everything tick over, and keeps the boots on the ground and keeps everything working. So he was asking, what does the DAO want to take out life insurance? And that would be similar to the sports club saying the CEO of the company that manages our stadium for us is very, very valuable and very good at his job. We should put life insurance on him. And that's just not how that would work, right? So if Yabba was to die, well, the organization would, according to their own rules and bylaws and whatever internal stuff they have in place, they would then just select a successor to Yabba, who would then go on, it would likely be Cryptomancer, I'd imagine, who would then go on and step into that role. And it could be Dave, I'm not sure. Maybe Dave as CEO, Cryptomancer as CTO, I don't know. But that's Splinterland's business. That's what they do. We would likely continue to contract to them to say, hey, continue to run our stadium for us. Continue to run the games, please. Continue to keep the grass nice and mowed, so that we, the members of the club, can just come and enjoy the game. But the ultimate authority is the members of the club and the board that they hire, the board that they select. So that's where I'm the DAO chairman. I don't get paid. I don't, but then I don't work, right? I'm not. The exception here is Claiborne. So he would basically be, if you consider in this example, he's a club member, but he gets paid as an employee to liaise with the Stadium Management Corporation. And so he's got a good relationship with both groups, and he just makes sure that everything runs smoothly. So he gets paid, but he's the only real employee of the DAO. Splinterlands is a contractor to the DAO. So does that make sense, Bob?
Yeah, it does. Makes good sense.
Yeah. So that's probably the best way to look at it. So yeah, the board, the members, and members benefit. Members are there to enjoy the games, right? They're not there to mow the lawn. They've got other jobs that they're doing. So the members will have different tiers of membership, and that would be like having different amounts of SPS staked. Right, and just like I'm seeing these avatars, and I'm thinking, well, that's kind of like a membership badge that you wear on game day to say I've been a member since whatever, and I have I'm a tier 3 silver platinum member because I have this much SPS staked. I have this much, right? This is how much I am a part of this club, and there's benefits to that as well with like extra battle rewards and that type of thing. So a high tier member has invested more in the club in terms of time and money and the like, and they are effectively almost co-owner of the club in a way, because that high tier of membership might give them extra voting rights on who's the board and who's running the show. In this case, that would be the DAO Foundation. And then who do we hire? What decisions get made? That's all up to the member based on how long he's been around and how heavy his investment is into the club. That's just a solid way to see things based on a real world example, because it's just too easy to get lost in what is this and how does that work and all of that.
And how are the bounties coming along? Chairman's bounty.
Good, yeah. We've had a few. I've got some serial claimers that are out there really hunting them down. Yeah. But they then once you've got
reset
your bounty, but often somebody they'll have a 50 and then they start looking for the older ones that are at 100 now, because I'll go through and bump them up to 100 when they've been, after about a month. If they haven't been claimed, they must be too hard, or that player doesn't play very often, perhaps, right? The guy with the bounty on his head doesn't play very often, so I will then bump it up to 100,000. And so I've had several guys running the 50,000 delegation, and then they're like, oh, hey, Matt, by the way, I've claimed this 100,000. So then that would replace the 50 and restart the 50 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, going well. There's some good engagement. I'm really enjoying asking people for suggestions on how a bounty should look. What, when they take him out, well, how do you think the next guy should take him out? That's always fun. And some of them get a little bit convoluted.
Factors.
Yeah, it's if you were just hunting for one specific bounty, it would make sense. But I'm trying to empathise with the guys in Modern who are playing at a reasonably high level, gold, diamond, and no, champion, isn't it?
Champion's the top league.
Yeah,
after diamond.
Yeah. I got my leagues mixed up. I've been out of the game too long. So they're battling, and they'll see a name pop up. They say, "Oh, hang on, I think he's got a bounty on him. What is it?" You want them to just be able to go and just look it up, and it's just a single line to say this is exactly how you need to beat him. I think Juice Crypto was saying he's got a post-it note stuck on his computer of what the current bounty is on him, so to remind himself that people are going to be trying this on. And so it's good. It's good fun, community building, and I like it not just because it's engaging and it's something else to do while you're battling, but also because it's an example of how in this ecosystem you can just do things, right? There's a bit of a trend going around, people saying, you can just do things. And that's where I said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. I have the SPS there. I have nothing else I'm doing with it right now. I can just run my own little promotion. I don't need to ask anyone for permission. I don't need to do really anything. I mean, I tapped Royal Eagle on the shoulder to add the Chairman's Bounty channel to the Discord server. But beyond that, this is just something I decided to do. So I just did it, which is really cool. That part of the ecosystem, not having to ask for permission. So, and look, I've tried other things in the past that didn't take off. You just got to try things, right?
Yeah. And what else is new? I mean, land cards has been dominating the conversation for a while, so it's good to have the avatar to talk about. Any idea of when the avatar will be available for people to start?
I didn't catch an ETA. I might have missed it for a while there. I got a bit distracted, so that Matza might have given an ETA, but if he did, I missed it. But everything's basically very, very close, and I think the land card's probably closer than the avatars. So no, otherwise all going well at my end. I ordered a projector which was meant to come yesterday, and it's still not here yet. So my family's been mocking me for my projectorless existence. I kind of got hooked on having a projector, and then it broke. So I ordered a newer, better replacement one, and it's somewhere in the Adelaide postal system. So we'll see how that goes. I've been looking up a lot about the Steam machine that Valve's coming out with, as sort of a PC console hybrid. But we're having a chat with some of the guys here, and Valve is pretty much against crypto Web3 gaming, or basically anything that has transferable items of real value between players seems to be.
You can't own anything if you want to be happy.
That's right. It seems to be not a thing. So, yeah. Otherwise, all good. Work's good. The family's good. The kids are about to finish school for the year. They've got the older ones are finishing sooner, and then Evelyn had Japanese Day. She looked very cute in a kimono dress thing. What about you? You're at home now?
Yeah. Until mid-December. But last week I had 4 Chaos Legion packs to give away, and we said we'll get anyone who can just make a sentence containing the word bounty. So the response wasn't overwhelming, so what I'm going to do is anyone who actually did that on the peaked or on the Hive blockchain who made a sentence with the word bounty as a comment on the last episode, you will receive a Chaos Legion pack, and you should have that in your account by the time this video comes out.
Nice.
Yeah, when I came back, previously every time I've flown into Mexico, I've landed at Mexico City, and then from Mexico City I've flown to Guadalajara. And this time was the first time that I actually landed in Mexico, with Guadalajara being the entry city. So instead of 180 days, like I normally get, they only gave me 45 days.
So you got to do a border run pretty soon.
Yeah. So 26th of December, I have to leave by. So I'm thinking probably about the 20th of December, I'm going to go back to Cusco. I'm going to spend Christmas and New Year in Cusco because I really
Yep.
like Cusco. Yeah.
That's
And
good.
when I return, I'll make sure that my return flight lands. The first city in Mexico is Mexico City. I hope I get that 180 days because apparently they are pretty tight at Guadalajara. Guadalajara and Cancun, they're pretty tight with their entry days. So
That's ridiculous. Why does it matter which airport you land in the country? That should have no bearing on. Yep. Just three
yeah,
hands in the air and yeah.
yeah. And she didn't even know, like normally they ask, what are you doing here? How many days? How long are you going to stay? What's your purpose? She never asked me anything. She just took my passport, stamped it, gave it straight back. And I was like, oh, sweet. And then I looked at it. It was like, what? 45 days. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to Cusco.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to take a couple of weeks break in that time. So we'll call it the Christmas break because I'm not taking my laptop with me this time when I travel. It's too stressful for the laptop because it's in my backpack. It goes in the overheads, it goes under the seat. And sometimes I'll have it up resting on my suitcase. It falls off, and you've got to take it in and out every time you go through the scanners. So yeah, I'm only going for 2 weeks, so I won't take my laptop with me. So we'll have our first break in 4 years
I was
as the
going to say,
Christmas break.
at this rate, the People's Guild's going to catch us if we're not careful.
Well, really, that was the real reasoning behind it. I thought, BG Angles was good enough to come on a show. Let's give him a couple of weeks as a chance to catch up. And now from 101, like weekly, to 202, we could even go fortnightly until they get close, and then we'll go back to weekly again.
Love it. So yeah, otherwise everything's good. Just really waiting to see. I did work out while you were talking. I couldn't make any auction marks just because I don't have any DEC. I do have plenty of the rest of the other stuff. I got 645,000 aura, which is pretty cool, and 5,000 vouchers. So yeah, and I haven't been adding to my wood in the liquidity pool at all. Just because I want to have it available for land cards. Really keen to get a couple of those rares and put them on my most productive wood plots and really crank up long term. Really crank up the wood production there. And really, if I can hit 10% of the wood pool, then I'll be a happy camper. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter what happens in the rest of the game. Then we're always going to need land resources to do things, and people are always going to be buying and selling them because they don't have enough themselves. So, yeah, really enthused on that being moving into that passive stage where you just like, I just every once a week I just come and click a few buttons, and then that increases my my stake substantially. So that's what you want to aim for, right? Like that happy place. I have been looking at prices and Bitcoin, like 85 grand.
It went down to
right?
83. Actually, it went down to 83.
And yet SPS seems to be fine, still hanging around that 0.0065.
Went down to 6.63 at one point.
Yeah, but that's still like I'm thinking. Well, if Bitcoin's absolutely shat the bed like this, well, SPS will be, really wrecked, and it just hasn't been the case. I don't know if we're insulated, not enough. Yeah, I don't know. But I think the game stands on its own, right? Like the game is its own project. We're moving further apart. I think crypto into different ecosystems, and Bitcoin can go and play whatever games Bitcoin plays, and we're playing our own games.
With the Bitcoin price, the peak of the last bull run was 60, and it did go up to 124, which is double. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the bull run, and it was just different than the last two bull runs. But maybe that was it. Maybe we're back in the bear again. We've actually done the bull run, and we didn't even.
Yeah, we're waiting for it to kick off, and it's all finished.
Yeah,
well, I think having those institutional investors makes such a big difference, right? Because it's playing with huge sacks of other people's money, and it's not just floating on sentiment anymore. It's Now it's all sorts. It's all sorts of Wall Street big money moves and maneuvers, and
Of course, they want to
Donald Trump can
manipulate the
just
price down as low as they can so they can buy in cheap for their investors.
for sure, and they want to buy off. They want to buy off the guy who's been hodling since Bitcoin was $200. They want to buy off him, and if they can spook him into selling at 84, well, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I've been well out of Bitcoin for a long time.
Yeah.
Not because I don't love it, but because I just don't see the possibility for
potential
that price appreciation.
For Xing.
If I got $100, I could buy 0.00001 of a Bitcoin, and if things get great and everything goes great, then it turns it into $200. But if I can spend that $100 on 2-3 cent cards, right, and just hold them, I can rent them out, play with them, and then the chance of them going up, doubling in price, is pretty great. But there's also a chance they're going to 10x.
Yeah.
Right, and that's just unlikely, I think, at this point with Bitcoin. I think it could 10x, but no one who's saying $1 million thinks it's going to happen in the next 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, whereas that could very well happen. Any card could pop off 10x in the next 12 months very, very easily. So, and it could be all of them, right? It could, we get a few thousand new players come in, get a bit of a feeding frenzy going on. Who knows? It can very easily get completely out of hand. So that's where I think there's so much more upside potential in a quality alternative project. And also, look, there's enough guys building the decentralized future on Bitcoin. That's good. We'll wish them the best. Over here, we're building something different, right? We're building something else for gamers instead of finance bros.
Yeah. All right. So ready for some battling?
Lost Legendaries.
Yes. A bit of relief after Little League, which Little League and low mana matches are not my favourites, I must say.
Yeah, I know. I really like Little League. It's good fun.
Okay, so Gladiators.
Always funny when the mana's 99 and it's Little League. It's like,
yeah. Yeah. And of course, Lost Legendaries doesn't require a lot of explanation. Simply, you can't play any legendary cards. That's it.
And legendary cards tend to be the ones that have a lot of abilities. If you're looking at a card with 4 or 5 abilities, it's a good chance it's legendary. So this is almost, I see Lost Legendaries as sort of back to basics light, where it's more about the armor,
have you
speed,
accepted
attack,
the challenge?
health. Yeah, just doing that now. It's more about the armor, speed, health. Actually, no, it's not coming up. Let me refresh. Than the abilities, because you're going to face fewer abilities and going to be able to bring fewer abilities onto the field because you're missing those legendaries. So I think if you had a real good mental catalogue of, say if there's only Earth available and you're in Modern, you're going to have a pretty good idea of what cards you're not coming up against. But if there's a whole lot of splinters available, and especially in Wild, it's just too hard to think, well, which cards am I definitely not going to come up against because it's legendary. So I'd just like to kind of think in terms of, let's just accept that there's going to be fewer abilities.
So that's helpful in a strategy sense, but I mean, like normally we have to explain the rule set a little bit because it's not always clear what it means. But whereas in this case, it's quite
it's right there in the name.
Yeah.
Right there in the name. This is good. 55 mana. It's a decent chunk there. Yeah, let's do that. I'm happy with that. I was watching a YouTube video about confidence levels. Veritasium was talking about asking people a question and then a follow-up question, how confident are you that you've got the right answer? Really interesting. And And it brings me back to this idea of like burning more energy. If you hit submit on your team, it says how confident are you, and give you the opportunity to potentially gamble some energy on it. Where you go, yeah, I'm definitely going to win this one. I just feel really good about the team I've just played. Okay, sure. Well, let's wager 5 energy on it. If you win, maybe you get 10. If you lose, that's it. It's gone. You can play less. So, well, I am glad I brought my force field girl in the back there, because I thought you might play Sandworm. But he won't be attacking her until my taunty boy up the front is gone.
And you got no sneak. I was kind of, that's why I got the thorns in the back there, because I don't really want that as my last stand card.
No. And it's amazing how many times I've pictured how the game's going to play out with my llama, and I'll get a my martyr card ends up with last stand or a chicken or I'm glad I have shield on my taunty boy. Ranged reflect isn't going to help me too much. A little bit. I think it's me.
Yeah.
I think it's me.
Yeah, I was kind of countering or expecting that to get taken out with at least one sneak card. But yeah, let's see.
I think my sheriff's going to trim your mushroom seer down to the point that Olivia takes him out. And
Poison?
Then your silences, and then you won't be poisoning. I feel like it's me, especially my my warrior of peace there, minimizing all incoming damage.
Ooh, that was expensive. And now she goes.
Yeah, Olivia with especially if you're playing. Although,
Dispel.
you don't want to discount last stand. Oh, gee.
Ooh,
that hurt.
damn, that was close. The miss, that helped.
The miss. Gee, last stand Quora. Bit of bloodlust under her. That is nuts. I think you've got this one, Bob.
No, she's getting less each time. Yep, there we go.
Oh, you just needed another couple of misses and you would have got that.
Yeah.
Oh, good game, mate. That was a nail biter.
Yeah, I was expecting that last card to get taken out early into the game. Well, another 59, another decent amount of mana.
Yeah, water, life, and death.
Trying to remember what all the cards do.
Yes, indeed. I'm just trying to spend the mana cap. Without legendaries, there's a lot of
mana to go around.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do you. Okay. All right. Let's see how we go. We've both gone Percibolus. We've both gone Coastal Sentry in the second spot. Both gone Isgard Vorst for our Gladiator. You've got a bit of repair and heal. You got quite a lot of repair, actually.
Yeah.
Slade always worries me up the front there. Although I'll be halving him once I hit him with my bear. But your Coastal Sentry, I'm not going to be hitting with the bear. Although he's got force field. So I think you might be in trouble there. Because your Coastal Sentry is going to hit my bear all day and only do 1 damage a hit. Glad I didn't bring in any demoralize, that's for sure. I think this is me.
All right, let's find out.
Bit of poison there.
Yeah, your brood's gone. And there goes your bear.
I
I
think
love
I'm
when
in
they
trouble
put the
here, Bob.
poison on just on when you take the last life, you also just drop on the poison then. It's like
I got some bloodlust up.
it's poisoned
If my
though.
sand,
Or
if my
he's dead.
sandworm can take out your, yeah, you've got this.
Yeah.
It's all you, Bob. It's all you. Yep. Good
Boom.
game.
Yeah.
Nicely done. We both had the same idea, but you did it better. Who wore it better?
This particular backdrop, there's a park near Guadalajara called Morelos, and about a week before El Dia de los Muertos, that scene from that backdrop is exactly what Morelos Parque looks like. It's all selling memorabilia, sugar skulls, and everything you need for El Dia de los Muertos. There's face painters there as well.
Very cool. All right. Alrighty then. Interesting. Very interesting. If that bee was going to get enraged, I'd be a lot more concerned.
He's there for the poison.
Yeah, Core is too. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to hit. I don't think he's going to hit my continuums here. I think you're just going to be dodging and weaving and not hitting me all day. This might be a very boring match.
All right.
I think
Let's
it's
see.
me. Cora does have self-heal and last stand. She might get fast enough. There's nothing really boosting her speed apart from self-heal and last stand.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay, well
Yeah.
it's all yours then.
Yeah.
I'm not winning now. She just got fast enough, and it wasn't like swing and swing and swing. It was I didn't have the firepower to even get past. Now looking at it, I didn't have the firepower to get through Cora's health as a last stand monkey anyway.
That.
Nice, totally steamrolled me,
Yeah.
making up for last week.
Yeah. Little league and small manners, just not my thing. Yeah. 42.
Everything but death. Hmm. Oh, I got my team in first for a change.
I'm
Probably
starting to
doesn't
remember
bode
what
well.
things do.
Yeah. I was getting a bit tired of being beaten around the head and neck with Llama Quora, so I thought I'd return the favour.
Okay. Fair
See
enough.
how we go. Triage bothers me. She's got a lot of your last card. Triage and
Hits hard
is that
too.
Renova? Jean
Yeah.
Renova?
Yeah.
Let's say health hits hard. Gives everyone a lot more. Yeah. But not hard enough for. Well, that's good. Your Captain Katie with 5 damage is unlikely to take out my Slipspawn with Force Field, which is handy. I don't want her getting Bloodlust. She's the big threat. I think we're just going to have to play it and see what happens. But I think my core is just going to roll over you.
All right.
I don't see. Is there any Dispel on your team? No.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, she can't get it from my first guy. She might still grab it from my Goblin Psychic. Okay, you're not hitting my back row anymore. Oh, just okay. So I need Olivia to take out my Goblin so that I get Cora's last stand. There it is. I reckon it's over, mate. Yeah. Cora is so strong, it's redonk.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have any Dispel.
Look at that, just picked up the spell right then.
And you did, you Dispelled last stand, but too little too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty much playing a game of counter Quora. Assume the other guy's going to play Quora and counter that. Otherwise, you lose. But this is good fun, Bob. I always enjoy getting together and having a crack.
Only 34 mana this time.
Everything but death again. All right. Thought I'd mix it up a bit.
No opportunity. And
No
blast.
opportunity.
Even blast would have helped. Yeah. It was taking a chance there, but they're things you do regularly play. So I thought I'll place him there so that both the B and Cora get the Martyr, but it's not going to happen.
No, I'm not too worried about your void. I'm not doing a heap of magic damage. I mean, I am, but so your void will help. Shatter isn't going to do me much. I mean, I do have. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Dispel will probably dispel the scavenge off my cube.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any other help healing. And Afflict is probably going to, right, you got 2 Afflict cards. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I might be in trouble here.
All right, let's see.
I could see a scenario where your B takes out my cube and Cora doesn't quite get the bloodlust from it.
Oh.
Yeah, I've gone snipe heavy.
Yeah. I didn't realize snipe would have taken out my martyr. Okay. There's the poison.
No Afflict yet. The cube's still healing himself.
Double poisoned.
There's the Afflict. No, I don't think I'm going to get through Cora, mate, before you get through my cube.
Keep poisoning your cube over and over.
Am I cleansing? I've got a cleanser in there somewhere, do I? I've accidentally snuck in a cleanse. Yeah, my last girl. Oh, I'm happy with that.
Oh, Cora.
I'd like to see a bit more of a death toll in this game, so the cube can get some.
Oh, my Cora's going to go down next round.
Oh man, to think it got saved by that cleanse or that last card, 1 mana card. I can't think of her name now.
Oh no, she didn't die this round then. Yeah.
There it is.
Bumblebee last stand will work.
I would have absolutely been wrecked if it wasn't for that specific last card that had cleanse. I didn't even bring her in for cleanse. I thought I'll bring her in for swiftness.
Yeah.
Because why not? It's 1 mana.
Yeah.
Just throw her on the back end there, and she was the one who totally saved my game.
She totally won it for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Because that affliction would have just wrecked me. That is fascinating, isn't it? Like I was all about the attack, and then I was saved by
just purely defenses.
Yeah. Just I'm gonna have to remember that actually. Her cleansing the cube like that is really, really handy. $31 mana, just dragon and death. Oh dear. I had a game plan and then I realized my card I wanted was legendary. That does mess things up, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Not for you. All right. I'm throwing a whole lot together and just seeing what sticks. I don't like my chances though.
All right.
I'm happy I got void on that haunted spirit. And silence from my gladiator, that's handy. That's going to help me a lot.
Yeah.
There's some demoralize there, but I'm not doing really much from the way of melee damage. I think we're just going to have to watch and play. I think it's me.
I like it when you say that because then it's usually me. Poison.
He's not afflicted though, he's just poisoned and he's still self-healing.
Yeah, this is yours.
The stun. Oh, the stun. Yeah. I always love that that gladiator, that death gladiator girl that I brought in with the quiver of arrows on her back. She's just really cool. She just so many times she comes in clutch. Can't think of her name now. Hmm. 32. Everything but Earth. No Quoras.
No Quora.
We can have a
No
everything but
llama.
Quora match. No Katrelba. All right. Let's try this again. Now I don't have to worry about a last stand Quora. Let's try this one again. Oh, and you've got the enraged drybone barbarian. I don't like what I'm seeing here, Bob. I think I'm in trouble. I've relied too much on you going for my front card, and you've got a sniper, an opportunist, and a sneak. I think you're going to take out my
Back
soft
row.
cards in the back.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's play it. I might get lucky,
Okay.
but I think your drybone barbarians. This is almost a perfect counter to my lineup. So there's the armor's already gone. Happy with that miss.
Ooh.
Oh, Olivia's down.
Yeah, it's over.
Backfire.
It's over.
Ah, and there's the speed. Wow, look at that. This is what I thought would happen in the last match, but
Wow.
your last stand Quora just yeah. Well, there you go.
That was a
That was
steamroll.
brutal. That was brutal. All right, fire and
26.
life. 26 mana. I think it's going to be me again, Bob. Call me boring, but it worked.
Okay.
Worked last time. So I got 4 speed modifiers apart from my summoner, apart from my Archon. So he's got +2 to speed, and I got 4 speed boosts.
3.
And sorry,
You got 3 plus your summoner.
no, I've got my. No, there's 4. Everything on the back row except my opportunist in the middle is boosting
Oh, you
speed
got
or
to
slowing you
slow,
down.
of course. You got to slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I reckon it's me. I'm a bit worried about the magic reflect from your first card, though. I think that might be Continuum Seer's downfall. In fact, the more I look at it, the more that might mean I'm game overed. Yeah, I think I'm game overed. I was overconfident. That magic reflect is going to do me in.
Yeah.
I pictured you just swinging and getting nowhere while my Serpentine Spy, is it? Just absolutely like wrecked your whole back row, but it's not going to go down that way. Your Captain Katie's going to build some Bloodlust, get strong. Ooh, happy with 2 backfires though.
Yeah. Just gone there. Ah.
Yeah, Katie's going to be too strong though. She's going to eat my lunch. Look at this. She's already got 8 magic damage.
Yeah.
Look at that. I was so confident coming into that. And as soon as I saw that magic reflect, I was like, nah, it's game over for me.
So there's that steamroll the game before. It was just you just went straight to your head.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a game of like just that minor thing. You might not have, I don't know if you deliberately brought him in for magic reflect, but
I did because you were getting overconfident with your Continuum Seer. All right, we've only got 20 mana. Damn.
But yeah, just that 2 mana card at the front of your lineup did all the damage. And then that 1 mana card that was cleansing my cube won me the match. It's amazing how your entire team can just pivot on the outcome can just pivot on those minor
Something
cards.
Totally unexpected as well.
Yeah. Well, this could be fun.
Yeah. I think my Cora outmatches your Grund though.
Well, yeah, they'll both be Martyr boosted, but your Cora is going to have Bloodlust from having killed my Martyr card, whereas my Crocodile friend there won't get any benefit from killing your Martyr card.
Why
but he does have
didn't you
trample.
bring in Cora?
just to mix it up a bit. He can be interesting though, because if he kills your Martyr, he's got trample, so he's going to go. He's got last stand, so he's going to be like 6 damage. If he hits your Quora and then goes next, he's going to hit twice with 6 damage. Suddenly, he's done 18 damage to your Quora.
Wow. Okay.
Just like that. So.
Right. RNG.
Yeah.
Okay. Bloodlust.
I thought that was going to be 6 damage, but there's the hit.
Dispel.
Oh, there was double there. There's
the
dispel.
2 misses. And I'm missing 2 misses.
Missing her. Ouch.
Yeah, 2 misses. Ouch. Yeah, speed was something never thought of.
Yeah, I've had that work for me a bit in the past though, having Grund. If I don't get the misses, because he hits really hard and hitting twice, and you can just overpower those tanks that have self heal with just this overwhelming melee force. But good game, man.
Alrighty, and great way to finish. So thanks for joining us on 202. We'll be back next week with 203.
And before people go, if you have ideas for bounties, put them in the Chairman's Bounty channel in Discord. And if you want to come on the show, reach out to us. We'd love to have you.
Alrighty. Well, he said, Boba Fett, peace out.